Hey guys, welcome back to Mindy's Marketing Mondays. Hey guys, this is Mindy's Marketing Mondays, and this is Starfish's bi-monthly segment where I talk about marketing tips, tricks, and just general marketing advice to help you grow your business's online presence. This is part 2 of our 2-part series where I talk about digital marketing trends in 2022 and just things that are happening that can affect your business's ability to grow and market moving into the future. So this segment, I actually wanted to talk about digital jobs because one of the things that we talked about in the last segment was obviously the metaverse as well as social currency. And so now we're going to transition into digital jobs and how all of this can affect your ability to be able to market to a whole new and niche audience. So with COVID in 2022, this created a whole new system about how businesses go about creating jobs as well as how they essentially employ people. So typically for years and how it's been for the past few centuries is people go into their workplace and provide labor. And now with COVID and the shutdown, lots of businesses had to get creative in how they offered their services as well as their products, as well as even employed people. Most people in 2022, with the exception of boots on the ground, essential workers, were working from home as much as possible. So what this created was a way for businesses to kind of redefine how they went about their processes and redefining the workplace in general. One thing that we learned with COVID and the shutdown was that their company was actually growing in profits because they were reducing the amount that they were investing in, like renting out buildings, renting out workspaces, as well as, paying utility bills on having employees come into the office. So there was a lot of reduction in cost on businesses' end, as well as people were working from home and there was actually an uptick in productivity. So what this has done is this has set the pace for a lot of companies who can bring their businesses work from home to actually supply that and allow that for their employees to do. So what does this mean? This obviously creates a much more robust digital industry. So this actually creates a ton of jobs for people and creates more of an availability for people to be able to work at their actual house and not have to physically leave. So people who may not have vehicles or even stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home parents may be able to work from home now and be able to manage multiple things at one time. So of course, what this means for us as marketers and as businesses is that with more people creating jobs online, there is much more online traffic than ever before. So you can use this as an opportunity to grow your business online and offer resources and incentives to industries and to people who have brought their business online. So this is going to create more foot traffic, as well as this is going to create more online platforms, as well as this is just going to create more noise and more busyness overall within the internet and online community. So now is a great time, if you have not, to heavily transition a lot of the ways that you reach out to people through digital platforms, with more people being online and more people trying to find ways to bring their businesses online. So this actually brings me into my next topic, which focuses on less is more. So with more people being online, that means that there are going to be more and more services and software and obviously social media platforms and other online platforms that are going to develop. So what this means is that it's going to get very, very noisy, and there is going to be a ton of things happening, and people are going to have an attention span that can only be dedicated at a certain amount of online services and platforms that they can manage. So if you're a business that you have heavily focused on online marketing and you are in several social media platforms, which is something that we have often preached, especially in the digital advertising world was to get on social media platforms and market yourself as much as possible. History always repeats itself, much like if you notice when cell phones first came out, they were larger, they got smaller again, then they got bigger, and now they're getting even smaller again. So one thing that we know is that condensing and creating little space, quality over quantity, has always been more valuable than having frequency-based business marketing or even services. So what this could mean is that if you are on several different social media platforms right now, it is critical for you to condense your focus. That's not saying to take your business off of all your social media platforms. It's just saying that find your audience and where majority of your customers and your clients are online, and focus the majority of your attention onto those platforms. The internet is so noisy as is, and it's only gonna get noisier and busier, especially with things like Meta and augmented reality. You really need to condense your marketing and make sure that you are allocating as much of your time and as much as your focus and resources into the platforms that are going to matter the most. So if you are a business that primarily gets your customers on Facebook, continue to market your customers on Facebook, and don't spend too much time on platforms where you haven't seen much of a return. Obviously, do not leave these platforms behind and don't neglect them, because the digital industry is rapidly evolving, and what may be a great platform today could shift, and tomorrow you may need to refocus that vision. So just make sure that you are following the trends and that your business is focusing its energy into the platform where your audience is most active. Obviously, that this requires a lot of attention and paying attention to what's happening in terms of social media and digital marketing. This is exactly why companies like Starfish exist, because this is obviously a full-time job, and it requires a lot of details and focus and attention. So if you are somebody who's an entrepreneur, I would definitely set time aside, maybe set a schedule where you have one day a week or even a few times a month where you focus on new and innovative ways to grab the attention of your audiences based off of data and things that we know about which platforms are performing the best and which platforms are up and coming. Right now, we know that YouTube happens to be the #1 social media platform right now in terms of users and daily use. Right underneath that is TikTok, and then right underneath that is Facebook. Obviously, this can change, especially with the integration of the metaverse and augmented reality. So please make sure you're paying attention to that in ways that you can definitely overcome and integrate your business into those strategies. If you're not on TikTok yet, I've said this time and time again, make sure your business is on TikTok. If you're not sure how to utilize that platform, just take some time to just use the platform as a viewer and learn what's trending and what's not. So again, less is more. Pay attention and condense your focus to where it matters the most. I hope you found this information useful. Of course, if you have any advice for us in terms of what you want us to talk about, please comment that below in these videos. Like always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel so we are able to keep producing these videos for you guys. And thanks again, and we look forward to seeing you back at the next one.